Hello. We are here. We made it. We made it.
It wasn't me. It was his fault.
No.
His fault. Okay.
Don't start blaming me for this. No,
Hot
ma'am.
mess.
No, ma'am.
I'm drinking Pinot Grigio. Welcome to Drinks with Sammy.
And
Hello.
Johnny.
And Johnny.
All right, guys. I know this might be a little delay because I'm seeing different screens here, but it's all right. But we are here. Pour yourself a drink, madam.
Oh my God.
I know it's much needed.
Yes. But the crazy thing is, with New York City traffic, I thought it was going to be worse than what it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really that bad.
No?
It wasn't that bad.
Well, Friday, I mean, today's Friday, so I'm guessing people getting ready to go out.
Everybody, right. Later on, it's going to get bad.
Exactly.
But for right now, we're good.
Let's see. All right, so let's talk about what happened. What's the hiatus about? I know you were been sick. You were sick.
I was on vacation, and then I got sick while on vacation, so then I was out.
And it was a staycation too. So being sick and then like night, man.
I know, it was a staycation. A lot of my cousins came from over here, so it was a lot going on. But we had fun for the weekend that we all was out. And then the crazy thing is, because we all were out together, we all got sick together. So, yeah.
That's not cool. But then we did have a little mess up with our camera too.
Oh yeah, the camera, right? One. The camera, what's the name? The camera, we ran out of storage.
Yeah.
The video went over actually because the video actually ended up being like 35 minutes, about 28 to 30 minutes, depending on the edit.
Gotcha.
So I think that we already had 2 episodes still on the camera.
Yeah. Oh, in the camera?
We already had 2 episodes still on that SD card.
Oh,
so that's why when we did it, yeah. So I had to delete everything. So that's why the storage kind of like we was doing a full episode 3, and that was longer than the first 2 actually. Yeah.
But we here, we want to try this live one. I know there might be a way that we can actually do it through like your place and mine, my place is Solo Live. I have to figure that out. So
that's what I thought was going on. I thought he was going to be live at his location. I was going to be live at my location. We both have access to the same account. I'm like, what is the problem? Why can't I get on? What's going on?
And the thing is, I was telling her too while we were working. I was like, hey, wine or coffee? Or no, I said drinks or coffee. What did I say? Drinks or coffee?
You said coffee or wine, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have the wine.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, I'm
going to have the wine.
I told her I want to have the wine ready for you.
I don't remember that part.
But whatever. Talk it all real quick. So I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Julio.
And not Don.
He sells these one hope beer wines here, different kind. Mm-hmm. If you're interested.
Nice.
And all the proceeds, part of the proceeds are go to a nonprofit organization. So if you guys are interested, hit me up. Not that Julio.
It's Pinot Grigio.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
And it's 2020, so should be.
What happened to the bottle I gave you last week? Was it good?
That's the bottle I had ready at my house.
So you haven't tried it
yet? No, I took a sip.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's good. See, it was good.
But I had it when I did take a sip. It was a little warm, so I had it chill and ready for now. But
okay.
So next episode.
Well, I'm having my my beer. I'm not gonna say which brand because I'm not gonna pay for this.
So this is a new brand, though. One Hope.
No, it's been out for a while. Actually, okay. It's been out for a while, and it's a really good beer. They have Moscatos. They have dry, sweet wine. I have some more out there that you saw last week.
Oh, okay. It's California.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, last time we had this podcast, we were talking about a lot of, I guess, controversial stuff, but
it was. I'm thinking not this one. You talking about the last episode?
Yeah, that it was on live a little bit on IG.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. That's right.
You guys didn't really get to talk much about it.
Right.
But let's see the comments here. You think. Hola Hector, ¿cómo estás?
Hola Hector, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, look at you.
He's been teaching me, so
Mm-hmm.
mi español is muy bien.
Muy bueno.
Bueno.
Más o menos, más o menos. But it's good. So the topic that we have a little bit is a little bit the same time we had last time.
Okay.
So I know I'm gonna see it here, but my chicken scratch, I don't know if you understand it or not.
I don't understand.
Okay, good. So last time we were talking about males and females and how they are different but kind of same at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
How feminism might work and how men might react to certain opinions that feminine women might have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, so the topics that I came up with today that, watching other stuff or whatever, are older women versus younger women and what they want in a man.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I see a lot of, for example, younger women. They have a lot to offer because of their age. Okay? Let's say, for example, a woman who's 18, 19 years old, they can easily go on Instagram and a whole bunch of men be like, oh, how are you? Like the DMs just go flying quick.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which sometimes a man who's 17, 18, 19, who are just getting out there starting to get money, don't really attract that much interest in women. So there goes the value in how women are seen, younger women, and how older women are seen. Because in their 20s, women sometimes, not all of them, obviously. Mind you, this disclaimer, everything that we talk here are just our opinions. We're just conversating, debating, seeing how we might come to some certain conclusions on certain topics. It's not how we really, I guess, would feel personally or how we think life is sometimes. This is just conversating. We're
it's conversing, but also, different situations, the opinion can also switch. So just like, I don't think it's like one formula for everything. Like I can feel this way majority on the topic just in a general sense, but I also can be empathetic to someone's situation and understand why what I may think may not be the best idea at that time, depending on what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then, when they would keep talking about this topic, they were saying how women, because of their attractiveness and how they are, they attract a lot more men.
Okay.
And it could be, of course, older men that have a lot of money, because that's what they might want to look for, what they want, instead of actually women working on themselves and doing better on themselves so they can have their own money. They don't have to depend on those older men that have a lot of money.
Right.
So
understandable.
My question is, how do you feel how younger women are viewed and how older women are viewed, depending on looking for a mate? Do you think the attractiveness of a person depends a lot on what men want?
One thing I will say that I realized with society, and I don't know if everyone knows this, the value I feel like from a man's perspective, I'm speaking from a man's perspective. From a man's perspective, your value depreciates the older you get. For as far as pertaining to women. And then for the men, their value should increase the older that they get. The reason why I'm saying this is because just like how you said, when they're younger, and they're 18 and 19, and then they could come on and guys are like, whatever, flooding the DMs, whatever. They don't really have too much to offer as far as credential wise, because again, even if you do it with another guy who's 18, 19, like in comparison, and he's reaching out to her, neither one of them have anything like credential wise, assets, they're both going to be building it together at that time. But that female will be more valuable because she is able to bear children. She's able to be quote unquote molded, as some guys would say in their opinion, not all guys, but she's able to be molded. She's able to learn and develop different habits that may be beneficial to that man at the time. For instance, like if a woman that's old versus a woman that's older, when she's already stuck in her ways, it's going to be hard to get her to listen to what you're saying if she's an independent woman not used to listening to a man versus someone who's 18 and hasn't really been in a relationship that kitty love doesn't really count, but but I mean, like, versus when you be in the 18 and then you're moving in with somebody and you're working, she's gonna listen because she hasn't had the life experience of being independent, living on her own, knowing what I want. Like, it's not really gonna be too much of that. She'll be more open, I feel like, to listening. But and then with the guys as they're younger, they're building their assets and so on. So they don't really have anything to give you financial wise, but now is the time when you're building your credentials, going to college, getting your degrees, going to trade school, getting your trades, building your assets, buying stock and so on. So by the time he's about 30, 35, 40, he's already good. Like he has everything. The ideal situation. This is not, of course, the word, but ideal situation. He should be set then, and then gaining more money as he gets older and stays in his career.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Now, getting to that point, when men already are from 18 going towards their 30s or whatever, and everything they accomplish, that's what their mindset are set on because of what men are supposed to be doing. Now, going back to the 18, 19-year-old young lady, if their DMs are getting flooded and they fall for that trap, I guess you could call it, right? They end up being dependent of that kind of lifestyle and doing whatever it is that comes with that lifestyle, that by the time they're on their late 20s and 30s, all they have to offer is their bodies. Because they haven't built themselves up mentally.
Wait, but what lifestyle are you talking about?
The whole, what are you doing? I'm gonna fly you out. Come over here. Come do this. Okay. Partying, drinking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The easy life and all that other stuff.
Living it up in your 20s.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And it's sad to say, but most of the time, the women the young ladies who do these kind of activities don't have a positive male figure in their lives to warn them. Listen, this is what men want. This is what men want. Be careful of doing these things and these things. Focus on this, focus on that,
right,
to help them reach a goal where, yes, there are a good woman for a good man, but if that man does not come along, they can take care of themselves. Okay, because let's say a woman, for example, a man doesn't really care about how much money a woman would make.
Exactly.
Or if you have your own car, if you have no. But it's not the same when it comes to a man. Because if I'm approaching, let's say, for example, no offense, Apollo, this is just an example. If I'm approaching you, okay, and you'd heard about me, I ain't got no car, I ain't got no job, I ain't got no this. You're gonna be like, get away from me. Exactly.
But it's not even. It's sad. It's not even because you don't have that. I feel like at that age, at 18, if you didn't have that, I would be okay if you had a plan map to get that.
No, but I'm talking as in 30, not as 18.
Oh, at 30, boy, bye.
Exactly. Here's what I'm saying.
Anybody got time for that? We ain't got time for that. Because you mean to tell me I've been working hard to do all of this, and then the whole 30 plus years that you've been on this planet, you ain't get a job, you don't got a car, you ain't got no money. So what have you been doing for these past 30-something years? That lets me know that these next 30 years, I'm going to be taking care of you. Or you're going to be having to work hard and start from the bottom and get where I'm at now in the next 10, 15 years. We're not doing that. And that's if you motivated enough, because it's harder when you're older. You're not doing that.
Exactly.
You're not doing that.
And then now, let's say, for example, let's switch it around. If woman is now in their late 30s or 40s,
Mm-hmm.
and there are good men out there. Um, but then this is where a woman, let's say for example, this woman who's at that age is now really somewhat picky. Okay, and let's say they go and they say, "Hey, there's a short king out there. He's 5'5", but he got his things, in line,
Right.
and he's a good person,
Mm-hmm.
and he has his own house, he has his own car, he has his own place. He's an
Right.
entrepreneur, whatever."
Well, he's stable,
Oh,
established.
exactly. Now, a woman might go up to him and is like, "Oh no, I don't do short men. Sorry." Does that woman have? I'm gonna say a right, but does she have
I think that's a bad decision.
the time to be that picky at that age? If she's single,
I
and
mean,
knowing,
she
knowing
has
her.
the time. I feel like she has the time, but it depends on what she wants. Because if
Let's
you
say if
30,
she wants kids. Let's say she wants
okay,
3 or
she
4
wants.
kids.
Okay, so all right, so
And a
if you
house, and the whole.
you don't have you don't have that much time. You have time, but you don't have that much time. If you want to have your own biological children,
Mhm.
you don't have that much time. And if so, you still have to get him to a point comfortable because you don't know what type of complications you may have
Mhm.
at that age or older because you're meeting him already at 30 plus. So you don't know when he may be ready to have kids and you guys may be ready to have kids and so on and settle down and move in and that sort of thing. Because I feel like at 30 plus, you shouldn't be making decisions that we would be making at 19.
Mhm.
Like if I was to get pregnant and be with somebody at 19, it's like, all right, we gotta where we gonna live? Like we gotta get a crib, we gotta get a job. Like that's different versus you being 30 plus and he don't got no job, he don't got no car. He's stable, and then now you have to kind of like, and you're not. I just feel like it's a lot.
Mhm.
At that age, you shouldn't be that picky because you should know better
Some picking
than.
right there.
But you should know better than at by that time in your life, you should know better than physical attraction
Mhm.
because a lot of people that's what they're oh he needs to be 6'3", he needs to be this, he needs to be that. Why
Now, going back to that point again, I like to switch stuff around because I like looking at things from both angles, from a man's
mm-hmm.
point of view and a woman's point of view, and this is what actually caught my attention on this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say for example, this woman who says, "Oh no, I don't do short man. He's too short. He can't do nothing,"
Right.
and she's just hitting 40.
Mm-hmm.
40 is knocking,
Mm-hmm.
but she expects this person to be, like you said, 6'3", 6'4", certain amount of money in the bank, driving a certain car, okay?
Right.
But in this, again, this is just conversation, but this person is, let's say, for example, has 3 kids, 3 different baby
The guy
daddies.
has
No,
kids?
no, no, no.
Oh, the woman.
The girl has
Oh,
3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, not in shape, kind of going to overweight. Does she have the right to say, "I don't want short men"?
I mean, she has the right, but let's be real. let's be real. Like let's stop. Let's stop. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
She has the right, but it's unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that age, the men that have that are stable and they're keeping themselves in shape and they have options and they
Mm-hmm.
have like they can pick from a lot of the younger girls who are not stable that are willing to submit to them more, not talk back. They're already in shape, have their kids, not go to work. All of this, this is what you're competing with. You have to understand that as long as you're single, you are on the market and you are competing. You are in competition with these girls. Let me tell you something. Somebody turn 18 every day. Every day, somebody turn 18.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. So you are competing. I don't give a damn if you're 21. You still competing with that 18-year-old girl. I don't care if you're 35. You competing with a 25-year-old girl. So even if it's a guy who doesn't date younger than you, you competing. If you turn to 40, you competing with the 39-year-old. Like it never stops. So you have to make sure. So for you to be that picky, you should be top notch, high value bitch of the world. I'm sorry, you should be. You should be. If
Yeah.
you want all of these stipulations and then you looking like blah,
Exactly, but you don't have anything to offer.
your
And then again,
attitude is blah.
men, the first thing when they go up to like trying to pursue a female is their attractiveness. First off, sad to say, of course, every person like Colleen just said here, everybody has a type. Okay, but realistically, a lot of men's type is a woman who takes care of themselves, not only about their weight, but their physical. They take care of their hair,
Yeah,
all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I feel I agree. Everybody does have a type, but the thing is, when you're being super picky, you're gonna have to let some things fall by the waist.
And exactly. And then if you, let's say, for example, stuck in your ways and not trying to change yourself or better yourself because you want to attract certain people. Let's say, for example, they are a little bit overweight, and a lot of people, in the area that they're at, don't like that.
Some men do like BBW.
Exactly, and this is exactly the conversation that they were talking about the podcast. But a lot of, how do I say this? A lot of men go for the people that they see in the gym. So yeah, like, and they could be smaller or bigger, but the point is that they take care of themselves.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because a person who doesn't take care of themselves, for example, you can tell that they're probably not in their
best shape.
Exactly, or not only physically, mentally also sometimes.
I mean, a lot of that comes from that. The extra weight comes from not being not being mentally stable, okay. You know, because we all go through our shit and we all get depressed sometimes and lazy and, you know, focused on one thing. I know at one point I was just focused on work. I didn't give a damn what I look like. I mean, but I still had to remind myself, hold on, I still have a husband. But I still need to be looking like something out there. I can't just be, I'm focused on the money, I'm focused on work, but you still got to keep yourself.
And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you have a balance.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's my thing. Because listen, a lot of guys, it doesn't matter if you fat, skinny, thick, whatever. A lot of guys, they do like BBW, they like big body girls, they like slim thicks, they like the skinny girls. Cool. But in addition to that, that's not just where it starts and ends. That's just the beginning. That's what's going to get their attention. You have to also have the other qualities. Like, as soon as you open your mouth, what do you sound like? Like, what do you sound like when you open your mouth? What is your attitude when he's talking to you about whatever he feels or whatever he thinks? What is your attitude? How are you debating this man when y'all talking about certain things? Are you calling him, yo, you mad stupid? Fuck out of here. Like, what? It's really girls that talk like that. Really talk like that. But they be so pretty. When they be in shape, they'll be pretty, they'll be young, all that. And then they open your mouth, yo, bro, fuck out of here. What?
Yeah. You're right.
The 18-year-old man, he may be okay with that. But that 30-something-year-old man that has a career that's already established, that got stock, that's working at a bank,
like
he's not bringing you nowhere around nobody. What happens when they have a freaking break event, a banquet or something, and he has to bring you the man, you supposed to be the wife of the bank manager.
Acting like that.
And then you come in. No, it's not gonna work. It's not. When you see a tattoo artist and he has a wife, doesn't the tattoo artist's wife look like, you can tell she's a tattoo artist, and you put her whole persona, everything fits that area. He's not gonna be with the girl that runs the bank. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna work. It's not. We have a tattoo event and she coming in with a red gown to the floor with her hair in the bun with pearls around her. Everybody's looking at. We all tatted up.
Like this. Like,
everybody happy. Where's everyone? Hi, honey. How we doing? Like, she like
walks in trying to clutch her pearls. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, like, even though opposites do attract, but your attitude, the way you interact, it's more than just the physical. So that's why it is important to take care of yourself, and it is important to try to keep your body up. This is if you want those high value men. You can't say you want a man making $1 million, you want to be in a mansion, you want to be driving Ferraris, and you look like you're not in shape. Your attitude sucks. You don't want to get up and go to work. You don't want to even get up and you don't even cook. You don't even know how to cook. What? Oh, because my man is rich. He's gonna have a chef. Says who?
Like what do you have to offer? Like what do you bring to the table? Because the man, if he has goals, then he wants that person to elevate, so the woman can help him elevate
And they
higher.
become a power couple.
Exactly. Or even if she like, and that's another topic that I'm talking about, how women who are come from a good family already have that intel in themselves to help them. And then if they offer money also, like, not offer money, but like they have something to keep themselves busy,
Valuable.
exactly, of something of value that they bring to the table, that doesn't have to be necessarily included with what the man is doing. For example, like if I'm doing my thing and you're doing your thing.
Let me tell you something, because we've been lied to. All of the millennials, we've been lied to. The Gen Zs, I think y'all kind of catching on and knowing and finding out that this is a lie. All of that independent women, I don't need a man. All of that shit is bullshit. That shit is trash. You will end up alone, angry, miserable, and mad at the world. Because and then bias against all men, grouping them into one big old box. No.
And they should actually be mad at themselves because they actually put themselves in that situation.
I mean, you should be mad. You can't really be mad at anybody because this is your life. So at the end of the day, if you want to change something, then you have to change yourself. Yeah. If you want a different type of man, you have to change yourself to be on the frequency of that man. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's what I feel. That's my opinion. I can't really see the comments. What are they saying?
That's Mr. Long saying hello, and then Colleen said everyone has a type. They like and having, but they're being stuck on that you already know. That'd be complicated and serious.
What does it say?
You can read it if you want. Oh, that's Desiree. Hey guys. Hey Desiree.
Des, hi. Oh my God, we miss you, Des. If you only knew.
If you only knew. Now.
You always knew.
Yeah, because
I mean, it's always, listen, every relationship is going to be complicated. Every relationship is going to be complicated. You're two people merging into one to build a foundation together. It's going to be hard. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard. But if you love that person, even the arguments are fun.
I can see what goes on in the Stewart household.
In the Stewart household goes down.
But anyway, talking a little bit about what we talked last time. Mm-hmm. Men and women, are they equal?
What do you mean? Are they equals? Of course we're equal.
Okay. Now,
we're both human beings. We both contribute to this world. Uh-huh. We both have our own positions to play in life and in the relationship. Okay. We're equal.
Okay.
Nobody's better than the next one.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you want to be treated as a traditional woman?
What are we talking about? Traditional 50? Traditional 2025? Like what traditional?
If we were going out to dinner and we walk in, do you want me to pull your chair out so you can sit down?
Oh, my husband definitely does. Yes, he does.
Okay.
And he opens doors.
Okay. Now, in this world that we're living in, and I'm not saying I agree to this. And I'm not saying I agree to this.
What?
A lot of women want to be treated the traditional way, but still be equal.
Why can't we be treated traditionally and still be equal?
Okay. So in that case,
just opening doors and putting out my chair.
But that's not equal.
That is equal because I'm going home and I'm cooking you dinner, and I'm
you hit the point exactly where I wanted you to hit.
It's equal.
Okay, now, as in the traditional relationship from back then, okay, men, and today also depending on the circumstances, men are the providers and protectors, right? This is again. This
let me not be ratchet.
Exactly. Okay. And then women, they can work electively if they choose, but they mostly take care of the household.
by nature, we are nurturers. So yes.
Okay, now, so then, this is what this person said, and that's what kind of stuck to me, and I was laughing, and I was like,
What happened?
I know, Sam is gonna be like, and this is exactly how you reacted because if a traditional, like if a lady wants to be treated like a lady, but then as an equal, then that's not the same.
But
Either I treat you as a lady or I treat you as an equal.
We are okay. This is the thing with me. I feel like in the relationship, communication is important.
And I'm not married. I'm not talking about married couples. I'm talking about like getting to know somebody. Like if I've known you for a while,
Okay, I would say if I know you for a while, we've been dating and we decided to get together and be, monogamous and start to work on building something together. We should be communicating about where we are in life, which would help us understand the gender roles in this relationship. Because the gender roles in my relationship may be different than the gender roles in your relationship. Exactly. So once we clarify the gender roles, meaning if I don't cook dinner, because there's a lot of men that know how to cook. Right. My husband knows how to cook as well.
That's right.
So there's a lot of men that know how to cook. So I may not have to cook all the time. My husband may want to cook too. So it's not like I'm the person that needs to be cooked. But once we figure out the gender roles and who's doing what, I feel like carrying your weight makes it 50-50 because both of us doing both of those things make it equal, 50-50, like within the relationship. Not talking about money wise or anything like that, So now if you're not, so me being treated like a woman, that still can fall within the gender role. As a man, you should be pulling out your girl's share. You should be opening the doors for her. That's regular men shit. Like that's regular. It's not even nothing major. That's regular. So, but as a woman also, you should be there supporting your man. You should be also you should be listening to him. You should not necessarily catering to him because when you say cater, people take that out of context. Yeah. But you should be like whatever you guys.
And this whole catering thing, it goes both ways too.
It does go both ways. That's why I'm like, to me, it's still equal because if I'm catering to you, you should be catering to me. Now, if I'm just catering to you all of the time, that makes not equal. So, so you can be treated like a woman and still equal. Yeah. That doesn't mean that.
No, I agree with it. Again, this is just topics that
I'm just saying that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like changing light bulbs and shit. Like no, because you know what? That's your gender role. That's your part of the 50.
Now, mind you, the people that are discussing these things, these are people that are.
Oh yeah. Yes, we do miss you a whole lot. And if the topic is brought up.
No lies. No lies are being said right now.
By a couple of people.
Mind you, the people that are discussing these things, the women that are discussing this are like diehard like feminists. They're like, no, this is weird. Equal this and the other.
So their opinion is what? That they think that you cannot be equal and
that they want it both ways. Okay. They want to be wine and dined and pampered and not work and not cook and not this, but then treated as an equal when you really don't bring nothing to the table. Basically, they're just.
So they want to do the traditional 50s wife. But they don't want to contribute to the household like the 2025.
No, they want a maid, they want this, and they want that because they think.
So then, what are they offering the husband? The children
and their bodies.
Are there any feminists in the building? Because this makes absolutely no sense to me. And if I was a man, I would be mad.
See, this is what I'm saying.
I would be mad. You gonna tell me you just want to give me your vagina and you can offer me children? How about this? You can't have the kid without me. As the man, I mean, I'm not a man, but just speaking from the male perspective, you still can't have a kid without me. So you saying that you just offering a child, like I'm just gonna bear your children, I'm gonna take care of the household, and I don't want to go to work. That's it.
Then go back to what we were talking about the last time, how women say that, oh, I don't need a man. But technically, if you're a woman that wants to have a child,
You need a
you
man.
kind of need that other half to kind of make
The
that
child needs their father in their life as well. Like, what are we talking about? Don't fall for the whole independent women. Listen, my name is Miss Indy. My husband used to call me Miss Indy, Miss Independent, Miss Independent. That was my song. You know what I mean? Wake me up. I was all about
I can
that
see
when
that.
I was younger.
I can see that.
All
Yeah.
about that when I was younger. Girl, that is a lie. It is a lie. And you will be out here struggling and living a hard life trying to be Miss Independent. Okay? You will be living a hard life trying to be Miss Independent. Take your little gender role, do your little 50-50. And if you are able to maintain a high value frequency and get a high value man, then you'll have a softer life than that. The whole goal as a woman is to not to live no hard struggle life. That's the goal. And I think people be forgetting the goal. We don't, as a woman, we're not supposed to live a hard struggle life. I'm sorry, we're not. Some of us do. We come from the hood. A lot of us do, especially a lot of us growing up in the hood. And we have to be independent. And we did not have a lot of males in the household. But that also made my mom kind of like, well, I had a male in the household. But that also makes your parents want to get you prepared for the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes the women more independent, because it's like, I grew up on my own. My mom did it. My grandma did it.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. It can be done. But just because they did it doesn't mean they did it happily.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that they did
They
it.
had to.
They had to.
no other option.
Exactly. And there were a lot of things against us, a lot of things changing throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot transpired.
And things were a lot different back then,
Mm-hmm.
because my mom did work for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And she included work with my dad, because my dad, when he left the whole, like, being a mechanic, he ended up driving school buses.
Okay.
And back then, the school buses, they make decent money.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom ended up working for
Stability.
him. Yeah. They had a union and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now they kind of just did all that. But mostly, my mom was mostly at home. So her number of years of her working was limited.
Mm-hmm.
But she wanted to do it. Not that she
wanted
needed
to.
to.
She wanted to. Yeah, and I can see that, because even with me working out, I probably would, like, if I was to have a kid right now, I would probably take 6 months off from maternity leave versus 3.
Yeah.
Because I want to, like, I understand wanting to be there in the household with the kid, wanting to establish a routine, and go and whatever you do is in those 0 to 18 years is very important in the development of that child.
Yeah.
So I would understand why you would want to take off and do that.
And the good thing is, now, if you decide, like, for example, to do those 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
a good idea for your husband, for example, to wait till you're done with those 6 years, so then he can take his paternity leave, and then he'll stay with.
He'll stay for I think then the paternity is about 2 months.
I think so, something like that.
It's not as long as I think it's like 2, a month or 2.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think that would be good, but it's just. That's not it. Don't make another thing is people make their kids their life. I don't think that's right. I don't think your kid should be your life, because if you say, all right, say you're together with a guy, you guys have a child, you start in a family, you take off of work, you stop working, and you decide to stop working for those whole 18 years for that child. Now the child turns 18 and he moves out and goes to university, 2 counties over or 2 states over, whatever. You no longer see the kids.
Or the other side of the country.
Right, or the other side of the country. Now we're back to how you was initially before you had the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, a lot of things happen with the men. The men also feel neglected because you're always putting all the energy into the child. You don't put all the energy into me. It's kind of like now you're back to the same thing. At the end of the day, you and your relationship comes first. And I say that because the male has to be healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, and the woman has to be healthy mentally, physically, spiritually in order to produce a healthy, mentally, physical, and spiritually child.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So when you put all of the energy into the child, and it's just that, oh, my kid comes. I even heard someone say my kid comes first before my husband. How, Sway? How? I would never. I would never serve my kid food before I serve my husband food.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And a lot of cultures see that differently.
That's crazy.
A lot of cultures see that differently.
They do.
Yeah,
And,
because they make sure the kids, and then
first of all, you don't want to go to work. You don't want to do nothing. You taking care of the house, so you doing all this. That man going to work. He's taking care of the bills. He bringing in the money to put the food on the table. He bought the pots for you to cook the food up in for the kid. The clothes that you and him got on that man bought. You want to tell me you want to put the food down in front of your kid first before? Are you crazy, bitch? Both of y'all will be on the street without that. Like, are you? That's crazy. I'm sorry. I found that absolutely crazy. I thought it.
That's the only point I was going to say.
You may have your own opinion, but sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No. There's nothing I was going to say about that. I forgot. I'm getting old. You can tell my age. I'm forgetting stuff now.
He's getting old, right?
Hey,
He's
man.
been adult for how long?
A long time.
Oh, he's been adult for 20 years. Oh, excuse me.
I'm 45. I'm 5 years away from 50. Exactly.
45, you said?
I'm 45, yeah.
Okay, so that's rounded up to 50. It's rounded up to 50.
Exactly.
It's still not old.
Oh, wait, that's the point I was going to say.
Retire.
For real. That's the point I was going to try to make. So, when I was talking about my parents or whatever. So, back then, with the money that my dad was making at the time, you can afford to live okay here. Now, mind you, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, my dad just turned 80 years old this month, actually.
The money changed.
Exactly. The way of living now is different. So it's kind of not obligated, but depending on, of course, of everybody's situation. Realistically, now the man and the woman kind of have to work to actually live okay.
Yeah, if he's not making, and depending on where you live, though. Correct. If you live in New York,
but then again, let's be real. In everywhere in the United States, you kind of have to.
Because I didn't work when I lived. Listen.
How many years ago was that in Georgia?
We not gonna talk about that. Just saying.
How many years ago was that though?
That was a couple of years ago. Well, that was probably like
more than 10.
Yeah, that was like it wasn't more than.
Exactly.
Dang, it was more than 10.
This is what I'm saying.
But also, in my defense too, and we're speaking about that, it was the country. It was the country. Yeah. Like, so I feel like you can live cheaper and you can have that lifestyle without both of y'all having to work and be okay if you live in a rural place. Or so like in the country somewhere, like
in Montana somewhere.
Yeah, Montana. Even like, cause I lived in Georgia, but I was at the bottom, like it was palm trees in my city. I had to it's crazy. Even when my cousins live in Cairo, they have to drive to Florida in order to go shopping. So, but that's how small the town is and how close it is to Florida, like how far it is down. So,
because don't get me wrong, at one point Florida was comfortable to live in, but then everybody started moving out there, and then everything just
right. And actually, when my cousins lived, my grandfather was telling me to buy land out there, and it was like 6 acres for $35,000. That's perfect. That's great. But I went back a month later to look into the property and so on, and it was already gone. No, somebody bought it.
Oh, okay.
Somebody bought it. They wasn't playing.
They were smart.
I was playing.
They were smart.
They wasn't playing. Right. I was playing. They wasn't playing.
You missed out, girl. You missed out.
I really did miss out, and that just goes to show the difference because we're not getting 6 acres in New York for $35,000. Are you crazy? 6 acres? Oh, you might not even get that upstate. I doubt you would get that upstate.
No, you won't, because my boy lives up in state. I was Syracuse, and you're not getting that.
6 acres, 35. We make more than that a year. Oh, sorry. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
Oh boy. Oh, wow. We're on 44 minutes.
Wow. Good thing this is alive because
editing this one.
The camera probably would have clonked out by now. You probably would have been switching SD card.
midway and stuff.
Right. Thank you for the people that's still here watching. Do you
Yes.
have any input on these topics?
Yeah,
What
you
do
can
you guys
comment.
think?
Let's see. Colleen said.
Would you serve your? Do you
Read
serve your kids first, or do you serve your man first?
Read that. Out loud.
Oh, okay. So she should be able to offer at least the same thing, if not more, you're asking him for. Is what nobody say every woman needs a man and every man needs a woman. I agree.
Yes, already said I don't have no kids, but I'm sure he's serving a dog. That I believe.
Not the dog that is
Listen,
serving a dog.
the gentleman Riley deserves to be eating first. Okay, don't play with Riley.
Listen, right now, that's your kid. That's your family right now. So I would understand. He would have to come. It's his house.
The dog comes before any man. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure
There's
that man
no-
loves Riley too, so I'm pretty sure he don't mind.
No.
Exactly.
No, but it is right now. It's his house first, so.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now,
Riley is the man of the house.
Yeah, he's the man of the house, so he should be getting served first. Any man that comes in now while you're dating, yeah, you gotta. Sorry, Riley's the man.
Riley better like him or else.
He's the man because you know why? Because Des and Riley's a package deal.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel about my. I have a cat. That's how I feel about my cat. Chanel.
Is she behaving now, or she's still acting wild?
She's around. She just runs crazy.
Yeah, I've been dying to have a dog, but then it's just too much work.
That's what I was thinking. Like I want to have a dog too, but now that I have a cat, it's like, oh my god.
But the cat is more independent, though.
That's
The
what
cat-
I'm saying.
the
But
cat
I'm a dog
knows-
person, so I never had a cat. So now that I have a cat now for the first time, it's like, wait, so we don't need to get a doggy sitter every time we go on vacation? Oh, so,
I mean, unless you have to feed him.
well, no, I mean the cat. I can put food out for shit. We might be doing on a vacation for like
Yeah, I mean,
it was
so like, has a timer or
like
whatever.
2 or 3 days. It wasn't crazy, but like yeah. And then we put.
Guess what report you?
I know, right? No, we have like a feeder and the food comes out, whatever. Once she eats it all, the food will drop out more food. But what I'm saying is we didn't have to. It's like we don't have to feed her every day, so we can just put the food and the water out and she's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we don't have to walk her, so she doesn't need to be walked the whole time that we're out. Nobody I have my
Cats
neighbor.
like to sleep, boy.
They like to sleep. They're independent. And then she has her little litter that she goes do her little thing, and that's it. She don't need to go outside. It's so different than having a dog because we do want a dog, and we were talking about it the other day. I'm like, dang, so we
What
have
kind
to
of
come
dog would you get
home.
though?
A pit bull, of course. I want a little dog though. I want to try a little dog because I'm tired of pit bulls, but I want to try having a little dog and be cutesy and take pictures, and it's easier to go around with me. I can take my dog with me, like if I'm out, I can take my dog with me out, throw him in a little bag, let's go be out. My pit bull.
You know what I'm thinking about, right?
What?
White girls. Hold my poodle.
That would be me. I would definitely have my dog with me, or a little dog with clothes. Oh my god, I had clothes with my pit bull. Definitely, he definitely had coats and
I
sweaters.
could picture you like with a gray bulldog with like blue gray eyes.
That's the dog that I want. I literally have it on
See?
my phone.
You didn't even have to tell me. I already know.
Yep, the little pit bullies. I was like, what about them? The little fat cells.
You can imagine that pit bull wearing all blue and stuff, boy.
That's exactly what Cody was wearing. His name was Monster Cody, if you know. But yeah.
Oh,
He had cold and stuff. But a pit bull trying to move him around with me everywhere. Half the people scared. They think he gonna bite them.
mm-hmm.
It's different. And then they stereotypes anyway. So
Yeah, I know.
I want to try a little dog though. Whatever those little dogs are that look like teddy bears with the curly fur. I want one of those. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. But they look like.
Des, you know what they're called? Because
they have like curly fur and they look like teddy bears. They're like carrying this big or something. I want one of those.
Like poodles?
It's not a poodle. It's not a Shih Tzu.
Hey, what do you call a dog that's mixed with a bulldog and a Shih Tzu?
Bullshit. Bullshit. That's funny. Probably
You're smart.
a
You're smart.
doodle. He said probably a doodle.
A doodle.
I don't know what it's called. Probably. I know they have like little curly hair, like little curly hair, like curly fries.
That was my dad joke of the day. Oh, I should do that. We should start one at the end of it. Do like a
golden doodle. That's what it is. Golden doodle. I'm gonna look into. I'm gonna find out. I'll check those out. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, probably.
But they're cute.
Well, my friend, this has been fun.
Yeah. What time is it?
It is 8:31.
8:31. Oh wow. When did we start? 7:30.
I don't know, but we've been on for 15 minutes and 38 seconds.
Yeah, about 7.
It's been fun. You want to do like more lives like this?
Yeah,
I think it's a lot less
easier.
work. Yeah,
It's easier than editing.
you don't have to edit.
But
nothing.
editing is fun though because you can put in our little stuff. But yeah, we still gonna
Well,
do some in the office.
we can bring more.
because,
We can bring stuff for like for sound effects or whatever. Like whenever we say something crazy, or whatever.
the ones in the office are a little bit more. Those are the ones we can edit. The ones we do.
I mean, I can always take my laptop with me to
the
office, and we can also go live there. But it's it's up to you.
That works too. If you wanna. That's cool. I'm gonna start vlogging more anyway because I need to start using my camera more other than just our podcast. I was supposed to be vlogging and started doing podcasts.
Wait, did Apollo get a camera that follows you?
He has one, and that's the one I was going to use today.
Oh.
And he has one already. He didn't. I don't.
Because yesterday he went live. Yesterday he went live, and I saw it. And every time he was moving, he was like, I was like, oh,
yeah,
he has a
does
camera.
that one. He has one.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I was going to use today.
Shout out to Apollo. Don't be rolling your eyes.
Getting on my damn nerves now, Jeffrey.
Apollo, I see you every day when I'm at work. Okay? She has a huge picture, as she should, at her desk. Like,
oh my God. Because I showed him, and then he puts the same picture on his lap, his computer. Because he always wants to follow me, you know?
As he should. Shoot.
Nice to see you too, Des.
Yes.
You should come stop by the office.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we started at 8? Did we start at 8? Oh, dang.
We talk a lot. This is us in the office, for real.
How is it 52 minutes? We started at 8 and it's 8:33. That's the math.
Why do you have 24 hours time on your phone?
Because I like 24 hours. The 24-hour format. It's the Army. That's the only thing I held on from Army. Is that in my little workout routine?
Gotcha.
Other than that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for dropping by. This will be obviously it'll just be on our channel.
Yes, and on our channel. Make sure you put some comments, comment, and subscribe. Drop some comments below about some topics that we need to talk about. We might have a guest next week, so stay tuned. It might get a little spicy too, because we're gonna be going back regarding a previous episode, and we don't know where it's gonna go, but I feel like it's gonna be interesting. What you think?
Is this what we're talking about for?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So we might have a guest next week and to review some of the topics we talk about on episode 7. So if you're not familiar, go to episode 7, check that out. So you're ready for next week, Tuesday.
And again, this is us conversating, talking, you know what I'm saying? Like basically our opinions. Everybody has an opinion, right?
Everybody has an opinion.
And it doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's just our opinion.
It's not right or wrong. It's your opinion.
Exactly.
So. And you can agree to disagree or disagree and agree. Nobody really cares. We just want your opinion. But
so glad you guys are doing it at the same time outside of
But if you do want to be on the podcast, drop a comment.
Yeah.
Send us an email, whatever you want to do, we can make it happen. And we have some more topics. We have some other topics. I did want to talk about something else, but we've already been here for 54 minutes, so I'm not going to hold you Friday. It's okay. This is good. It's fine.
Okay, good.
My topic is a little bit more.
How about next list of topic is all you and I just go and blind.
Oh no. Y'all wanna
Let's do that.
We'll see.
Let's do okay.
We'll
let's
see.
do
We'll
let's
see
do
how it
one.
goes.
Let's do one episode after the
Actually, we have
topics.
somebody that's gonna be supposed to have a guest.
Okay. All right.
To
Yeah.
go
So
over
that's
that
all
first.
you then.
So-
So next week I won't.
Me. We were both on that.
No. I mean, I'll be there, but like I won't prepare nothing like to discuss because I'm pretty sure
Okay.
these guests have a lot to talk about. If I know.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Is the one kicking in?
I think so.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes,
We'll
it's
definitely be doing this. It's
Friday,
8:36 Friday.
March 21st.
Enjoy your weekend.
Hope you enjoy your drinks with Sammy.
And then I'm done.
I'm definitely done. And I'm done. Love you guys. See you next week, Tuesday.
Bye, guys. Oh wait, I'm touching the screen like if it's an actual screen.
Mhm.
Hold on, back up a little.
You thought it was a touch screen?
Guess these beers actually kicking
Not a
in.
touch screen.